This episode, along with hundreds of others from Calaroga Shark Media, is available without commercials. Just look for the banner on your Apple Podcast app to subscribe and try it free for a month.
Calaroga Shark Media.
Hello and welcome to Palace Intrigue. I am your host, Mark Francis. During their visit to Nigeria, Meghan was honoured as an Ada Mazi, a title of respect meaning daughter of an aristocrat, by the ancient Arachukwu kingdom. This came after Meghan spoke to locals about the results of a DNA test that revealed she is 43% Nigerian. Three kings, His Eminence Enger Eberechiwu Oji Eze Aru of ancient Arachukwu kingdom, Igwe Alfred Achebe, the Obai of Onitsha, and the Great Olu of Warri Kingdom all participated in the special ceremony. And my apologies for butchering any pronunciations. In his speech at the event, Harry addressed those gathered at his in-laws, saying, "I'll skip the protocol because at this point we're all family. Thank you for welcoming my wife and myself to Nigeria." He added that this was the couple's first visit, but certainly not their last. Harry also thanked the audience for the naming ceremony, expressing that it meant a great deal to both him and Meghan, especially to her. Meghan also addressed the crowd, sharing her emotions and telling the attendees, "It feels appropriate that although, of course, we are missing our children, I'm missing my babies, it feels very appropriate to be in the motherland and amongst family." However, Harry's use of the term in-laws sparked a debate on social media, with some critics pointing out that while he described the audience as his in-laws, he has no relationship with Meghan's father, Thomas Markle Sr., or her siblings, Samantha and Thomas Jr. Some accused Harry of being desperate to find a family and disowning his own, while others defended him, suggesting that he meant it as a joke and expressing their appreciation for the couple's genuine and endearing behaviour. Royal commentator Tom Quinn told The Mirror, "This was a chance for Meghan to play the princess she always wanted to be. Without all the tiresome protocols she so hated in the UK, she could have the glamour without the grit." Harry and Meghan see their 3-day visit to Nigeria as a huge success, but others have taken a very different view. The couple were delighted to be treated as if they were working royals, but that's hardly surprising as both Meghan and Harry behaved as if they were the genuine article. Royal insider Deep Crown weighed in, "With all due respect, Mr. Quinn, I believe he may have a fundamental misunderstanding of what it truly means to be a royal. The notion that Meghan Markle's appearance at the coronation was simply an opportunity for her to play the princess she always wanted to be is, in my opinion, a gross oversimplification of the situation. Being a member of the royal family is not some fairy tale or Disney movie where one can simply don a tiara and live happily ever after. It's a life of duty, sacrifice, and unwavering commitment to the crown of the people it serves. It's a role that comes with immense responsibility and scrutiny, and one that requires a great deal of resilience and fortitude. To suggest that Meghan merely wanted the glamour of being a royal without the tiresome protocol is to do her a great disservice. It's clear that she struggled with the constraints and expectations of royal life, and that the constant media scrutiny and criticism took a heavy toll on her mental health and well-being. But to reduce her motivations to a simple desire for fame and attention is, I believe, a mistake. Meghan has always been a woman of substance, with a strong sense of purpose and a desire to make a positive impact on the world. Her work with various charitable organizations and her advocacy for important social issues demonstrate that she is far more than just a pretty face and a tiara. No, I believe that what Meghan truly wants is not to be a royal in the traditional sense, but rather to forge her own path and create a new kind of public persona, one that allows her to use her platform and influence to make a difference in the world on her own terms. In many ways, she seems to be taking a page out of the Kardashian playbook, leveraging her celebrity status and social media savvy to build a brand and a following that extends far beyond the confines of the royal family. It's a strategy that has proven incredibly successful for the Kardashians, and one that Meghan seems to be embracing with gusto. But to compare Meghan to the Kardashians is also, I believe, a bit of a stretch. While they may share some similarities in terms of their ability to captivate the public's attention and generate buzz, Meghan brings a level of depth and substance to her work that sets her apart from the more superficial aspects of celebrity culture. As the royal family continues to navigate the challenges of the modern era, it will be fascinating to see how Meghan's story unfolds and what impact she will have on the world stage. But one thing is certain, she is far more than just a princess playing dress-up, and her legacy will be defined by far more than just her stint as a member of the royal family. More Palace Intrigue in just a moment. In the Evening Standard, Melanie McDonough asks, when is a royal tour not a royal tour? When it features the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, that's when. I give you their triumphal tour of Nigeria. Perhaps the giveaway moment suggestive of a non-royal tour was when Harry stood up for God Save the King and appeared to glower throughout, the one cross-faced moment in a tour that was all beams. Still, the memory was fresh of his trip home, during which his father couldn't see his way clear to meeting up. The perpetual question around the Harry and Meghan phenomenon, viz. What are they for, seems to be closer to resolution. They are quasi-royals who perform most of the feel-good elements of a state visit, uplifting speeches, photo opportunities, without so much expensive security. And the unimpeachable excuse for it is the Invictus Games, a sporting occasion for wounded veterans in which Nigeria is taking part. But ask not what you can do for Nigeria, ask what Nigeria can do for you. And in the case of Meghan, it has provided her with a useful heritage. There is also the redemptive charity element. Harry and Meghan have for some time embraced the fashionable cause of mental health. The Duke is keen to destigmatize mental health issues, which is a cause that his brother is also keen on. Awkward. But ask not what you can do for Nigeria. Ask what Nigeria can do for you. And in the case of Meghan, it has provided her with a useful heritage. So it's a pity Harry and Meghan didn't put a word in on a neurologic issue for Nigeria, the continuing failure to bring back the Chibok girls, pupils at a Christian school kidnapped by the Islamist Boko Haram. Now 10 years on, 100 of the victims are still in captivity. That could have ticked the female empowerment box, a fave of Meghan's, but it's a failure for the Nigerian army, so no. In the Daily Mail, Ian Gallagher writes, now back home in Montecito, Harry and Meghan will doubtless reflect on a job well done. Yet it was success achieved without truly capturing the hearts of all Nigerians, many of whom were little interested in this faux royal trip. Others complained that access to the Sussexes was far beyond ordinary citizens. It's just for the dignitaries, the well-connected, came the familiar complaint. The visit failed to excite much interest from the Nigerian media either, particularly the newspapers, which devoted notably few column inches to the couple. Official royal tours typically feature set pieces drawing large crowds. On this trip, there were no opportunities for the public to see Harry and Meghan close at hand. Each event was effectively held behind closed doors, with the majority accessible only to hand-picked journalists, those guaranteed to deliver fawning coverage. In an open, affable Harry, it was easy to recognize his mother, Diana, who visited Nigeria 34 years ago and was pictured holding the hand of a leprosy patient. Yet, for all that he gave his own bravura performance this week, Harry will find it hard to escape the feeling that he was, deliberately or otherwise, bundled out of the limelight by his wife. It was never Meghan's destiny to be former soldier Harry's adjutant. She made that clear from the outset of their relationship, and through a series of strategically well-judged moves, she made this trip her own. Locals quickly dubbed it the Meghan Show. By the end, the Duchess had emerged seeming less the ex-TV actress wife of a former royal and more of a sure-footed global stateswoman in her own right. And there you have it. If you'd like to email us, our address is thepalaceintrigue@gmail.com. Please follow us on Spotify, Apple, or your app of choice. And you can now get Palace Intrigue along with hundreds of other shows from Calaroga Shark Media, commercial free. Just look for the banner on the Apple app and try us free for a month. I'm Mark Francis. My thanks to John McDermott. This is Palace Intrigue and good times.